Look at that! That was perfect timing, man!
Came back both at the same time.
I can't hear you, hold on. And no one will have seen it because we were on Burbs, but that was beautiful timing.
They'll have heard it, surely. Oh, me whisper gold snapped.
Not your whisper gold.
Me whisper gold.
We're back, baby.
Starving. I am so hungry. I've not ate for like 4 hours.
Oh my days, man. Get some food down you.
I'm eating a whisper gold while we're talking about video games.
Whisper gold. Oh, I really want to get more comfortable than this, but there you go. That's the best I'm getting, I think.
Oh my tits.
Right.
What an abomination that is. Look at that.
Oh my days.
But
Whisper gold. Right. Halfway mark. What's been your favourite game so far? If you had to pick one.
I fucking remember the past 50. Probably Super Metroid.
Ooh.
Or GoldenEye.
Yeah, I think I have to go New Vegas, you know.
Yeah.
New Vegas. I just spent so many hours on New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple different times, New Vegas.
I know.
Top 10.
I mean, we've already spent like an hour and 20 minutes talking about 50 games.
I know, yeah. We'll have to.
I don't know.
This is going to be tough to get on the podcast. This is going to take up a whole month's worth of things.
Yeah, split it into 2 episodes.
Yeah, gonna have to. Right, 50 to 41.
Hit me, baby.
One more time. 50, Spelunky. 49, Stardew Valley. Number 48, Grand Theft Auto 5. Wow. 47, God of War 2018. 46, Destiny. 45, Halo 3. There's some monsters in this. 44, Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. Number 43, Nier Automata. 42, Chrono Trigger. And 41, The Sims OG. There were some chunkies then.
Some fucking big hitters there, isn't it?
We'll skip through because I know we both haven't played Spelunky, which I understand is a fun game.
It's a fun game, but it shouldn't be in the top 100 greatest games of all time.
Well, again, go back to it's beaten both Fallout games, Super Metroid, Symphony of the Night, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, GoldenEye. So this is where we question the experts. Stardew Valley is a farming simulator, so Jesus H. Christ.
It is very, very popular, though.
I understand it's really popular. I do kind of want to give it a go to understand why people love it. But
I don't think I will ever do that because I played Harvest Moon on the SNES.
Okay,
but
similar thing.
Very, very similar thing. And I finished Harvest Moon, and I married the best woman in the game, and I was like, I've done Harvest Moon. I will never play. Unless it's Farming Simulator 2019.
Titanium Edition.
Yeah.
What a game.
I'll never play a farming game ever again. So
I can't wait to see that in the top 10, though.
If it's not, we're riot.
48, Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 5. That really surprises me.
Stinks, doesn't it?
Top 20, I thought. 5.
Yeah.
For the impact it made.
Yes. Yeah.
It's still going fairly strong now, 10 years later.
I am playing it through it for a third time on a third different console.
It's mad.
So
it is. I think it is the best Grand Theft Auto game. It's not my favourite, but it is the best one.
Yeah.
I think anyone that thinks otherwise needs their brain checked a little bit. It is the best one.
Yeah.
Just the vast amount of stuff you can do in it, the level of detail in the cities and the vehicles, all the weapons, and just everything you can do.
Yep.
And I think the online was just so much fun.
It was.
We had so much fun online.
The online was a double-edged sword.
It was an absolute mess when we first started playing it. And I think
But even taking online out of it, the game itself, the story itself,
it's so good.
is a blockbuster movie style story.
Yeah. And it was very clever the way they incorporated the three characters, where you could flip between each one. Hadn't really been done in a
No,
popular game
and
at the
each one
time.
had their own stories that they needed to do and
Yeah,
things that
all
they could
very
find on the map.
specific side missions and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was. It should be higher.
It should be much higher, especially given how popular the online was. Like early on, it was rough. Early on, it was very rough, and it was almost like there wasn't that much to do apart from you can meet up with your mates, you can go run over people, and like we would go rob a shop.
We'll go chill in a car together, and then
Yeah.
some dickhead will come with a rocket launcher and kill us and steal our money. And yeah.
And now I feel like the last time, it was months ago when I last played it, but when I last played it online, it felt like there was a bit too much then. It was like there's too much going on.
Well,
My brain can't comprehend.
We stopped playing it just as they brought in the heists, and that's because you needed like a team of 4 people.
Yeah. We only
for the
had each
heist, and
other.
we only had me and you. Whereas I think you can do it on your own with like computers and stuff. And there's all there's casino and there's a monthly events and there's a lot of going on now. Far more than when we first played it. So,
but yeah, should be.
We might be able. We should dabble back into it maybe.
For the audio listeners, he is winking many times.
Dramatic pause, I know.
If I can make space on the Xbox, I'll definitely do it. Because I don't have to worry about retro games on the Xbox anymore because they ruined that for us, didn't they?
I know, bastards.
Speaking of, should have been much higher in the list. God of War at 47 really fucking pains me. That's top 10. That is one of the greatest games ever made. Every time I play through it, I always feel like, because I know the story, I'm gonna get bored and do it, and it's not gonna. I fucking love every time I play it. It is the best story told in a game. It is one of the few games that has made me cry multiple times. It's such a like a heartwarming sort of story towards the end. The way I just
makes you feel every emotion going.
I love the bonding thing of the dad and his boy bonding throughout the whole thing, where their teamwork and that it gets better as the game progresses. Like he is teaching his lad. I love that after like a lot of encounters, he'll say, you were weak at this, do better at this, and then he incorporates that in his combat the next time you battle something. It's just little details like that, and it's just the soundtrack's really good. It just suits the game. Bosses are fun. You fight a fucking dragon
visually
in it.
stunning as well.
It's just, there is nothing wrong with that game.
No.
I don't say anything's perfect because I don't believe in perfection, but this is the closest thing a video game has come to being perfect.
I agree.
I don't think Ragnarok will come up. Or then again, do you know what? Because people only remember things that came out in the last year, Ragnarok will probably come up. But this is better than Ragnarok, in my opinion, because of the story. I'm not a big story guy, but this is a special story. And I can imagine a lot of dads will get on board with the story that this game tells. For those of us that played the other 6 God of War games that understand the character of Kratos, he is a horrible bastard in those games. And that's why it's such a good story. When you watch him being old man who like doesn't believe that he's a good dad. He knows he's not a good dad, but it's like he has to become a good dad for his son. And that's ultimately what the game ends up being, and it is so good. It's so good. I can gush about that game forever.
Well, we will do one day when it's classed as retro. In 20 years' time.
It's going to be the first PlayStation 4 game that we talk about when PlayStation 4 is retro. Destiny. We loved Destiny.
We did, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that this was on. If I'm being honest.
No, I would have put money on it.
I didn't expect it.
I think it's a lot higher than it would have. I could see it like top 80. But in its heyday, wow, this was massive.
Phenomenal, wasn't
it? We
Absolutely
lived
phenomenal.
on this game.
I mean, we played this right until the very end.
Yeah. But that's how good it was.
Every day, like, we were on it.
Strikes
grinding.
And raids and doing quests and whatever, bounties.
Yeah. Doing it every day.
This was far superior than Destiny 2 ever felt.
Yes.
Destiny 2 just felt like a glorified expansion. And it was quite painful.
They needed a way to be able to change the game up. And that's what and
they still haven't.
That. Yeah. And in doing that, they've undone everything that made Destiny good. I mean, I got the limited edition one with the Cade and the Cade statue, and you got the first, is it 2-3 DLC packs?
Oh yeah.
And I think we've got the one it was the Osiris one, the Egyptian stuff, and I got that. I think you'd got that one, the same pack as well, maybe. Can't remember. But we got to that point, to that tree, and it was like the Vex, like some sort of Vex tree or something like that. And it was all Egyptian-y, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just didn't have the same claws in me as Destiny did. So
I think what I loved, this is towards the end of the PlayStation 3, wasn't it? It was near the end, and I think that's why it felt like a jump from a lot of other PlayStation 3 games.
Yeah.
This should have been, I know it got some sort of, it must have got like a remaster or something for PS4. No, this was early PS4, wasn't it? This was early PS4.
It's both. It was both generations.
Yeah, that's so I didn't play it on PlayStation 3. It was early PS4.
No, we paused. Yeah.
I think the only game at the time similar that I'd played was Killzone Shadowfall, which was a bit meh.
Yeah.
Whereas this came out, and this just felt like a whole other beast.
Yeah.
I just love, because I think we got the early access beta or something.
We did.
Two of us.
Yeah, we did.
And they gave you a bit of Old Russia to do. You got like a couple of quests or something.
Yeah,
and then
there's things to find. Something.
Yeah, and over time they were gradually giving you a little bit more, and they gave you the moon at one point, and it was like, oh my god, we go on the moon.
We got to the moon, and you could only be on it for like an hour or something. You got access for an hour on the moon. I remember.
It was. I think you got like a little quest to do, but you could still go and explore. Like there was no boundaries. It was you can still go.
No, you could go anywhere on the moon. Yeah,
you might get your ass kicked somewhere, but I still remember doing the remote play thing, getting it on my PSP, and I was just sat there playing it on the PSP and just exploring the moon, and I was just like, "Whoa!" I love the mystery of it, the explorations, and no game at that point had made me feel like, what's around this corner? What am I going to find here? Oh my god!
It totally, and because with it being Bungie, and obviously like after Halo 3. This was their next big game, and you just knew that it was going to be good. You knew that it was going to be built and made with love, and it was.
Yeah.
And it came through, and it makes me happy to see it in the list. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going back to Destiny 1 as well.
Is it still going? Because
people. I think there's private servers now that you can get onto. Yeah. Maybe I think mostly on the PC probably.
Okay.
But you can get onto it, so.
Yeah, that was. There's nothing. There's not much out there that can give you that can capture that same magic that Destiny gave you. And I think
it's going to be the last game for a while that's going to have a whole lot of people feeling
Yeah.
the same thing.
Like, I get a lot of people that say, vanilla Destiny were left a lot to be desired and da 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 da. But, like, yeah, when you've got a few expansions and that on it, it's a massive game and you've got so much to do. But, like, even vanilla Destiny, the mechanics and stuff, the powers, the characters, it was just so it was different to what you got.
Yeah.
A lot of games, a lot of games are doing it at the time. And yeah, I bloody loved Destiny.
I know.
I
And the
don't
thing
even
is, we
want to
played
know
it. We
how
played it in two different styles as well. Do you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like full on Titan, Russian, boot and thingy, whereas you were the hunter guy.
Yep.
You were both hunter and
I
warlock.
did Hunter and
both.
Warlock, yeah. But that was the thing. I happily played through it again as the separate character, and I don't often do that. I'm not the guy that tends to do that. But
Yeah.
and from one Bungie to another one, Halo 3.
The game.
This better not. Halo 2 better not be higher than this. Halo 2 is bum compared to Halo 3.
It might be.
It will be because of multiplayer, probably, but
It's amazing.
I think the video game, the campaign, Halo 3 is far superior to Halo 2.
So, there's one thing I totally forgot, and it's just when I read it earlier, going back to fucking Call of Duty, whatever fucking number it was. Oh,
You mean Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
Aye, 71. Call of Duty, ready? Wait, what was it? Bloody, something about teabagging.
Oh no, that was Halo 2, wasn't it?
That's Halo fucking 2. That's right. Yeah, in the article, I read it. I was like, that's fucking Halo 2. Fucking get your facts right, dickheads.
Yeah, Halo 2 will come up, but
Yeah.
Halo 3, I really enjoyed. I mean, I'm a campaign guy. I didn't play much of the online, but I think it's a good. It would have been a good finale for the trilogy if they didn't do Halo 4, because
Well, the problem is Microsoft needed the money. They were never going to let it die.
Yeah.
But Bungie knew that was their swan song, and they wanted to leave it as is. And Microsoft like, no fucking chance. I want that money.
But it was a very, what would you say, a very poignant ending of he does the escape, he's in space, and then he gets to rest. Master Chief gets to rest.
His job is done.
Wake me when you need me, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they needed him like fairly soon.
way too soon.
Yeah. Poor bugger didn't get a chance to close his eyes. Like, Mr. Chiefs, we need you.
Microsoft's like, we need you to save our console.
Halo 4 isn't going to come up, but I enjoyed Halo 4.
No.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, never played it.
Can't comment.
But we said it before.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls fanboys love these games. Nier Automata.
So I've never played it, but I really want to play it.
I have played it, and it is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's not much of a description, is there? An action RPG so good that you have to play it at least 3 times. Yeah,
was that someone from GQ with their Gucci glasses?
Probably. That's a good description of the game. It's very Japanese. You can tell when you play it. It's very Japanese, and it's one of those where it's got multiple ending things where you finish it once, play it again, you'll have little differences. I think I finished it twice. I never did more than that.
Okay.
Because even though you get little differences, it's still the same game. So I can only play the same game, a certain amount of times. But it's just the combat's very fun. There's elements of the, what they call it, where bullet hell, is that what they call it? Bullet hell, where there's just loads of things coming towards you and you've got to avoid them and then get the shots in and stuff. It's got elements of that in like the boss fights and things like that. But it's the style of
worthy
it
of the
really
list,
good.
Worthy of being on the list.
Worthy of the list. Yeah, maybe a bit too high for me, but I did really enjoy it. But lots of dialogue in it. RPG elements and stuff. It's fine. It's just, it's weird. It's Japanesey weird game.
Okay.
That I did enjoy, but I won't go out my way to play it again. Chrono Trigger, I understand a lot of people.
100% yes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think a flawless RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that you I can explain it to you, but you'll only know when you play it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You've got to play it to think it. I played the version that came out on the DS, and that's the definitive edition where they've got like a little bit of extra story on the end of it to tie a few loose ends together. But yeah, this is highly regarded as the most perfect RPG, and I can 100% sort of like get on board and agree with people that it was phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal story, phenomenal action, phenomenal fighting combat mechanics. It was just, yeah, the best 2D RPG on any system.
Fair income. Fair income.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice and easy. The Sims. The Sims is fine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
the first one more than the second one.
I
So.
yeah, I was gonna say I only played the first one, and I loved burning myself in the kitchen. You're angry, hey? You're angry. Well, do you know what? Go and put the fucking oven on 10 times. I'm just gonna take your door away. Oh, look, it's all on fire. Die, you wee prick. What's that? You want to go swimming on? You go in the pool, have a swim. I'm
Take
just
the
going to
ladder
take the
out.
fucking take the ladders out. Go on, drown, you wee prick. But in all seriousness, I would start these out seriously, and I would do my absolute fucking best to get a good job, to get money, to keep him happy, and then after a couple of days, I'd start failing, and then I'd be like, do you know what? Fuck it, just murder you. So
Yeah,
I think everyone was the same.
What more can you do with it? You know, it was
Exactly, yeah.
early days simulation, wasn't it? I just enjoyed building houses, to be honest.
Yeah. See, when you put the cheat in and you had infinite money, like I loved building the
It
houses.
was there was a very satisfying feeling of just a nice chilled. You sat there, you get to build the house however you want to do it. You can decorate it how you want to do it. And then when it came to the actual game, I was like, I'll get a job. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah. Oh, I've been sacked.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
then. Yeah, I'll sit and watch TV now. Watch one of the 2 channels. It's, the game's all right, but the beauty of it is in the building.
It's the building stuff,
and, and that's why, like, I probably enjoyed that side of 2 more because it gave you a bit more expanded on it. But like, I enjoyed the game of The Sims more than Sims 2.
Yeah.
But like, I played more of the first one, so
yeah.
it was good for its time. 40 to 31. Oh, Super Mario Galaxy. 39. What Remains of Edith Finch. 38. Hades. 37. Silent Hill 2. 36. Super Mario Brothers 3. 35. Portal. 34. Uncharted 2. Among Thieves. Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater at 33. 32. Deus Ex. And then, as predicted, Shadow of the Colossus. 31. Super Mario Galaxy 40.
I told you it's the best Mario.
I still think another Mario is going to come up.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The best Mario's still not come up yet, pal.
Okay. It's amazing, though. It is amazing. And you do need to finish it. You need to carry on.
That's the thing. I've not had a chance
it.
to stream, so...
I know.
My room's still in decorating mode, so hopefully get it painted soon.
But yeah,
I have enjoyed what I've played of it. I do find I love the way you're on like a moon or something, and you go like sort of over and around it, and the camera's all like upside down and stuff. But it does make me a bit sort of. So
you do get used to it though.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is a phenomenal game, and it definitely my favorite Mario, and it definitely doesn't deserve to be on the list.
Should it be higher than 40?
I don't.
I'm surprised these Mario games aren't much higher than what they are. But again, I go back. I'm sticking with. I think because there's too many that people love different ones.
Mm-hmm.
They've
Yeah.
sort of worked against
Yeah.
each other, and they've ended up in.
And can we just say that the text for this, if you so happen, it was developed with stoners in mind, and if you did happen to indulge the game whilst utterly baked, it was a pretty excellent time.
Yeah,
I'm not
'cause-
gonna lie, like I mean, I did my time with the old the old weed, and the last thing I wanted to be doing was playing video games. I could barely transform a transformer. I was that baked off my tits. So playing fucking Mario Galaxy, but I'd be absolutely
out in
fucking
space.
yeah, exactly, yeah, no chance. So
What remains of Edith Finch?
I understand why it's so high. I
I'm
do.
not
I've
happy
never
that it's higher
played.
than God of fucking War.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That's all I'm going to
But,
be thinking now. All these games are considered higher than God of War, but
yeah,
it's
but I
another
think it's
interactive story thing, isn't it? I've not played it, but
yeah. I think what the context that it covers, it's highly regarded as quite a thingy game because of it. So
fair
I've not
enough.
played it, but I can understand why it's there.
Yeah. I can talk about Hades though. Hades is fun.
I've never played it.
Hades, get it on your Switch. Get it on the Switch. It is such a fun game. Probably the best roguelike game going. It's so fun. The whole purpose of it is trial and error. You do a little bit, you die. It's part of the game. You go back, things will change. You improve. You play, you die, you go back. It is so good.
Yeah.
I think I've come so close to finishing it, but it's so hard as well.
Yeah.
I've definitely fought Hades, but I've not beaten him.
We touched his bum.
I touched his bum, but he demolished mine. So
He just ram his arm right up it.
oh yeah.
But
But
you like a glove.
amazing game. Deserves to be as high as 38, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Silent Hill 2.
Never played it.
Oh, it's iconic. It is. I think maybe a little too high. I understand its place in video game history. It was the iconic horror game of the PlayStation 2 era.
Yep.
It is horrifying, disgusting. When you read up on everything, the subject matter of certain enemies. If you don't know the twist of this 22-year-old game,
I don't.
you don't know you don't know how the game ends.
I've never played it. I've never.
You've not read up on it or anything, or
No. I have no interest.
do you have
because I've
any
never played it.
intention of playing the remake?
I will probably at one point in my life play through them.
How do you not know how Silent Hill 2 ends? It's like it's so
No,
like
no, I've
well
never
known.
played. You've got to remember that I only bought a PlayStation 2 for the Transformers game. That is the only reason I bought it. And on the games I got a Raw versus SmackDown and a Final Fantasy game. It's the only games I ever had on my PS2. So,
We might have to get you playing it soon, just so I can talk. I really want to talk about Silent Hill
well,
2.
if I can
'Cause
get
it is-
thingy working, then I will do.
It is something. It is
Okay.
really something.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3, 36.
Expected that to be higher. I generally expected that to be higher.
But bloody hell, Super Mario Brothers 1 was 90 what?
I know.
This was
I know.
36. I expected them to be much closer together.
Closer. Yes. Yeah.
I'd say top 25.
Yeah.
The pair of them
Yeah.
around about
Yeah.
there. But like we
Yeah.
got one in the 90s and one at 36.
I know.
Where's Sonic?
Crazy. Oh, he's not even on the fucking list.
Sonic 2
I'm
will
sorry.
be here. Sonic 2 will be here.
What?
No?
I don't remember it being.
Okay. I'm expecting Sonic 2 to come up. Jesus.
Well,
effing Christ.
you keep on expecting.
Yeah, but I don't even want Sonic 2. I want Sonic and Knuckles. I know I'm not
But
getting
I mean,
Sonic and Knuckles.
it is. I mean, this game is a cultural game, and It's such a good game.
It
is
was
a
the
good
big
game.
boy of the NES, wasn't
Yes. Oh god, yeah. This is the way they pumped absolutely everything they could get out of that console. And it's massive, it's huge, and it is an adventure. So I'm happy that it's there, but I'd like I say, did expect that to be a bit higher.
Yeah, I think for what the game is, it should be higher, but people only remember what came out in the last 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Portal. I love Portal 35.
I love
Portal's really
Portal, but not this high.
It's very high. I'm still expecting Portal 2 to show up. I think Portal 2 will show top. I think it'll be in the next batch, the next 10. Portal 2 is a much better game. Portal felt like an experiment. It literally is, like, even though that's the point of the game, is like
That's the point of the game,
you're a little, guinea pig thing doing these little experiments. But that's what I felt they were testing out a little something, and they made a little game out of it. But then Portal 2, they made a proper game out of it, and Portal 2 is one of my favourite games.
And that's co-op as well, isn't it?
The co-op is really fun in that game.
Is it?
So we need to do that if we can find a way to do it.
If we can find a copy, yeah.
But yeah, Portal 1 is really good. It's fine. I did a stream the other week. I thought I could do it all in one sitting. I got quite far. But it does get quite repetitive. It does get a bit repetitive. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves is phenomenal.
Never played it.
Never played it. I love it.
I've got the Uncharted pack thing for the PS4, and I played through the first game, and I hated the first game.
Oh man, I love the first one.
Really did not enjoy that first game.
It's not aged that well.
I don't even think I've completed it, if I'm being honest. I think I just got bored of the same thing.
Yeah, I like the stories of them though. I
think that's what kind of kept me going through it.
Yeah.
It was the story, but yeah, it was just very samey gameplay, and I just kind of I was done with it.
I'd be surprised if any of the others came up after this. I think this is regarded as, to me, it's the best one. The second one.
You always told me that this was the best one, and that's why I was trying to get to the second one, but I couldn't.
Just play the second one.
I might just do.
It's a much improved version of, it's a much improved game. They make little tweaks. The story's a lot better, and I think the third one, I really love the third one. I think it had a lot of like the set pieces and that, the sort of the Michael Bay moments of Uncharted 3 were really good, but like as an entire package, the second one is probably the best one. Oh, this pains me. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater at 33. For the longest time, this was my favourite game. From PS2 onwards till probably only
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, probably only until 5 odd years ago, this was my favourite game. Because like at the time, there was nothing like Metal Gear Solid 3. Like you say in Super Mario 3, made the most that they could out of that Nintendo.
Yeah, but it pushed the console.
Metal Gear 3 did the same for the PlayStation 2, and it should have been for the PS3 because it was.
I mean, it looks amazing. It does.
And yeah, the remake. I can't wait for the remake. The remake's going to be so good. As long as they just stay faithful, just make it look prettier, control like Phantom Pain does. They can't fail. It's a phenomenal game. Deus Ex, can't comment on it, to be honest.
Would love to play it, just never been able to. So, yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Again, we did it earlier. We spoke about it. Yeah. So no, I know.
31 seems very high for me, who wasn't a massive fan of the game, but I get why people like it.
Yeah. Again, it's one of them games that came out and it just impacted a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? So it came out at a time when there was a lull in other games, and I think this was the game for a good couple of months where everyone was playing this game.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, it was massive at the time, to be fair.
I know.
30 to 21. Let me see if we've got no more comments. No one cares. 30.
That's because Fortnite's number one. That's why.
Yeah, Fortnite's number one. Not. What was it? 81. Gutted.
Yeah.
71. 30. Outer Wilds. 29. Journey. 28. The Last of Us Part 2. 27. Street Fighter 2. 26. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Ooh. 25. As predicted, Pokemon Red and Blue. 24. Minecraft. 23. BioShock. 22. World of Warcraft. 21. Halo Combat Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
So where were we? 30. Outer Wilds. Yeah. I've heard a lot about Outer Wilds. But
Yeah, so
never played it.
Mm-hmm. Like Fallout, but in space.
No, I think you're getting confused with the Outer Worlds.
Oh, the Outer Worlds, yeah, sorry. What's this then?
Which is Fallout New Vegas in space, and it's actually really
what's
good.
The Outer Wilds?
I don't know, but that's what I think. It even came out the same year as Outer Worlds.
Oh.
But I've heard a lot about it, and it's supposed to be really good. Well, it's the 30th best game according to these experts at GQ.
Might give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll have a wonder at some point.
Might give it a shot.
PS4. Journey. Never actually played Journey, but I know people.
So I've wanted to play this, and me and Steph went to an exhibition at the Dundee Museum, and it was about our video games art, and it's
this is
basically
what people will point to.
Journey was the game in question, and as you went through the exhibition, like, it looks beautiful. It looks such a gorgeous game.
It still does for an 11-year-old game as well. It still looks nice.
Yeah. And they were talking about the story and how it looks and the sounds and how all these things are considered art on their own, but all together in a video game is not art. And that's from that point I always wanted to play this because of that thingy. So I mean, I understand why it's on there, because it has you get exhibitions in museums about a game that you've made. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be a good game. It's got to have some sort of impact on you for it to be.
Yeah, but I just know it's not your traditional game, isn't it? It's not. No. It is. Yeah. If gaming is art, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I personally feel it's way too high on the list, because to me, a video game is just a fun thing that you want to stick on, and you just want to get away from everything. That's a fun video game. This is not better than God of War. I'm always going to say that now, because
that's fair.
Last of Us Part 2.
Never played it.
It is amazing. It's also the most depressing thing I've ever put myself through. So
it should be on the list then, yeah?
It should be on the list, but
not at 28
nowhere near this high. Personally, it's very good. I prefer the first one, because the first one is just a not as good God of War, because God of War just basically did what Last of Us did, but made it better. This is just Depression Simulator 2020. This is not what you wanted to play during lockdown.
Yeah.
You were feeling like shit, so play this game that makes you feel even more like shit. Like, how can life be so shit? Play this game.
You're playing a game where a virus has,
it got delayed. I remember it getting delayed because of lockdown. Thank God for Doom Eternal that came out.
I remember that it got leaked though, didn't it? Like it got leaked, so they had to bring it out.
Yeah. But it's very good. It's a very good game, but I didn't enjoy it as much as 90% of the world did.
Yeah,
and it's overrated. Street Fighter 2. Yes, I love in this picture that no one's gonna see that there's someone called Pooh on the top.
Yeah, and also that that's the wrong game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Pooh.
So it is the wrong game, but yeah, definitely worthy of being on this list.
Yeah, actually, I'm not a huge Street Fighter guy. I'm Mortal Kombat man, and nothing, not
Oh
much
no,
more.
I'm Mortal Kombat, but Street
Yeah,
Fighter 2 definitely worthy of
yeah.
being on this list.
I can totally understand when people favor Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat because it is more of your pure fighting game.
Yeah,
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 1v1 fighting game. I can totally understand anyone that says Street Fighter is the superior one. That's fine.
yeah,
But it doesn't
yeah,
have fatalities, so I don't care.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
that,
my
that's the
that's my
difference
viewpoint.
between the two.
Yeah.
Is
Also,
Street Fighter is your
much
pure
better
fighting,
characters.
yeah, and Mortal Kombat is blood and gore,
Yeah.
and that's what that appeals to like
Me.
95% of the gamers.
Yeah.
Will
Especially
will
back
always go
then,
Mortal Kombat.
because gore wasn't like a big thing in games, and the
Yeah.
fact that you started getting games like Mortal Kombat and Doom and that were
Mm-hmm,
bringing blood and gore, it was like, whoa, look what we
Yeah.
can get now!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
But yeah, Street Fighter 2, understand it. I'm just not a huge fan. I tried, and I'll still play them, but I'm just not very good at them.
Yeah.
And would you like to take number 26?
Oh, I mean, it deserves it. 100% deserves being on the list. Link to the Past, favorite Zelda game,
Yeah.
favorite game on the SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was me, I'd be higher. But
Oh,
that's just
yeah,
because yeah.
I'm
I love
still
it.
not, I'm still not surprised it's not higher.
I mean, is
I
that not the third Zelda game?
Yeah, and again, I think it's the same with Mario. Mario's just way more things. There's so many more Mario games. But I think because Zelda has so many, it's got a lot of games, but I think it's got the 5 or 6 or whatever that everyone loves.
Yeah.
So it's where these experts have put them on the list and the points that it's. So if Link to the Past was the only superior Zelda game, I think you're talking top 15 probably
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's going to be about 5 or 6 Zelda games on this list. Same with Mario.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've played a fair bit of it now. I don't know what's happened to my save since I updated mine, so it's probably gone.
Probably gone. You're going to have to do it all over again.
And the thing is, the Arc OS on the game bloke is not all that impressive, I'm going to be honest. Oh my god.
It's what?
It's not all that impressive.
Is it not?
No, it's
supposed to be.
I prefer the other way, unless I've done something wrong. But anyway, that's a whole other thing.
It's all, yeah.
I enjoy it, but it's just not my cup of tea. That's the thing. It's fine. I enjoy it for what it is, but
Yeah.
I'd rather be playing Streets of Rage 2. I'd rather be playing Sonic.
No.
But
You're a lost cause. It's fine.
I kind of am with Zelda. I have tried my best, bro. I have tried like every Zelda game apart from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, it was obviously going to be on this list.
Yeah.
Pokemon Red and Blue was always going to be on this list.
Always going to be on the list. Yeah.
I think, like you say, I didn't play the other one. Was it Gold and Silver that was up earlier?
Gold and Silver. Yeah.
But I can understand that is probably the better game.
Yeah.
But pop culture wise,
Didn't have the same impact. Yeah.
Red and Blue was massive. It was mega massive when it came out.
And we've discussed it in great length before.
Yep.
That's it.
We've done the episode, which included
Yep.
Yellow. I'm surprised not. Yellow was the same game as well, wasn't it? Basically, just so you got
Yeah.
Pikachu. Minecraft. We could probably talk about Minecraft as a potential retro game at this point. It's 12
I mean, yeah,
years
we
old
could
now.
we could actually get Flynn on, and he would actually like talk us under the mat.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I am so surprised with Flynn. Just like we're still playing the same game that we started.
Yeah.
Like me and you, and we're mining, and we've got pretty much all near enough a full set of diamond armor for all three of us. And he's away up on top, like just making a farm on the top where the zombies can't get him. And he's doing all this stuff, and he's like automating, making boxes that do stuff, push stuff for him, and all of this stuff. And
The amount of stuff you can do in this game, in all fairness, it's mega impressive.
Yeah.
And it obviously pioneered the whole building stuff. You know, like I'm not gonna say it that you can make games for yourself and that belongs to Little Big Planet. I will die by that.
Yeah.
But this was the one where you could build your own.
Mm-hmm.
You could make anything. That's the beauty of Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's just limited with the pixely blocks, but that's its definitive thing, isn't it?
That's the simplicity of it, because this is probably the only video game that schools use to help teach kids.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? About just about bloody maths and science and building and physics, and if a school uses a video game to educate kids, then it has to be in the top 100 games of all time.
It's done something right, hasn't it?
It's done something right, exactly. Yeah. So and the fact that we're still playing it. Do you know what I mean? Like you play it, dicking about. We're trying to complete it. We are, because it's just something to thingy.
We're just not very good. We're two old men playing Minecraft.
yeah. Whereas Flynn's like just doing stuff left, right, and center and putting us to shame. But I mean, we are the muscle. He's the brains. That's the way it works.
And I was doing it in VR the other day. That was weird.
Oh God, I can't imagine what that was like.
Yeah, it was. It's not the most impressive thing in VR, but it's still, you get to be in it, and it made it fair. It gave it a little something for me to.
Yeah. See, I think Flynn would probably enjoy actually feeling like he's inside the game. That would be quite cool for him. But.
Yeah, it's fine. It won't be in my probably top 100, but I understand the power of Minecraft.
Yeah.
BioShock, I did predict.
Like you said. Yep.
This had to be up there for the impact it had when it came out. It's probably got the most famous twist. Is this another one that you don't know?
I don't know.
Do you not know these twists, man? These are so famous.
I've never played it, so I don't know. Don't spoil it for me.
I won't. You have no idea how much you want to talk about Silent Hill 2. That's even more painful. That's 6 years older than this. But this has got one of the more famous endings, twist endings. It's very dark. I love that about it. It's very dark, quite. It's not a horror game, but there's just an eeriness to it, and it's
tension sort of thing.
Yeah, the tension's awesome in the game. The Big Daddy character is quite. The look of him is iconic.
He does look cool. I've always thought he looked cool.
Yeah, just it's one of those games. It's a bit clunky now, but for its time,
it's funny that people wanted Big Daddy in Smash.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow, they should have brought him in.
So they used to do a thing where like people could like put in submissions, and then they would put the vote to public, and Big Daddy was one of them.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did Big Daddy not make it into that PlayStation All Stars?
It probably would have done, to be honest.
I don't remember. I actually enjoyed that game. That was all right.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, never played it, but
no, neither have I. But I mean, you knew that a game that had. I mean, we keep saying cultural impact. We keep thinking about. This game was one of them. Yeah.
It was and probably still is enormous. I'm not sure how it's going now, but
I know. Like I mean, I don't know if you remember Dan, who I used to live with when I was in Bangor. He was massive on World of Warcraft. He had to like basically pry himself off it, and he was off it cold turkey for about 2 years.
Jeez.
And because he was just on it all the time, and it's like if I don't, I'm not going to graduate. And then in the third year, they were just like, shall we go back into it? Him and like a couple of his pals, and then that was it. And we never saw him for like the majority of the year. That was it. World of Warcraft again just hooked him in. And like I think that's one of the reasons why I don't want to play this game, because I don't want to go down that road.
All I know of it is that they got Mr. T to advertise it, and that gives it its rightful place in the top 100.
10 out of
10. Anything with Mr. T and it wins. 21, Halo Combat Evolved.
Yep.
Again,
have we talked about this?
Not properly.
No, it was in the music, wasn't it? It was the music.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the music, but we do need to do Halo soon.
Yes.
To me,
100%. This needs to be in.
Yeah, this is my favorite Halo game, and it's not going to be in it for its. It's dated now. It is dated, but
yeah, but I mean, it's 20 years ago. At the time, it looked good. Yeah.
A lot of the levels are a bit. They drag a bit. The library level. Whoa.
Some are barren. Yeah, I know.
So at the time it was impressive. Now when you get certain of the games,
you have a game so big. Oh my god, this is amazing! It's such a big game, but actually, it's a big game with nothing in. Yeah, then it doesn't really. Yeah, I know. But
you can't fault the end of the game, which they copied for Halo 3, but with a bit more sort of pizzazz.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that theme tune, amazing. It was just, it's rightfully, probably 21 I think is a fair spot for it, for its impact.
Yeah, I'd say that's fine there.
But then, like you say, GoldenEye should be around about the same spot, maybe.
I think so, but yeah.
But there you go.
Anyway, it's not our list.
We're getting close now, bro.
I know.
20 to 11. Oof. We've got 20, Elden Ring, very recent. 19, Doom. 18, Super Mario 64. Final Fantasy 7, no one cares. 16, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim. 15, Red Dead Redemption 2. 14, Super Mario World.
What?
13, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. That actually kind of surprises me. 12, Disco Elysium. 11, Resident Evil 4. The first Resident Evil game in the list, man. And probably the only one, painfully.
Yes.
20, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If this is I'd be surprised if there isn't at least one more From Software game in the top 10. I will be hurt if this is the highest one in the list. It is probably my least favourite. No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's better than Dark Souls 2. But I enjoyed all the other Dark Souls and Bloodborne more than Elden Ring. I think my biggest gripe with Elden Ring was it was a PlayStation 5 game, or current gen game, but it just didn't feel like a current gen. It felt like it could easily have been PlayStation 4, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just it's the vast size of it and like the scope of the game and just everything, that's what makes it the current gen thing.
Yeah.
Visually it's just not any better than Dark Souls 3 was and Bloodborne. So
yeah.
I would say, like, I think one way to look at it, in 10 years' time, will Elden Ring still be around about this spot? I don't think it will. I think people will quickly forget about it. And
when the next one comes out, sort of thing. Yeah.
So you'll get whatever comes out next. And I just think Dark Souls and Bloodborne will still be regarded as better games than this.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm expecting one of them, if not both, to be in the top 10. I'll be gutted if one of them isn't in the top 10.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Doom.
Yes.
Should be so much higher, man. Should be top 5. Doom is...
Yeah, I know.
Doom is magical.
I know. Well, go back to the episode.
Go back to the
We have.
I have masturbated over this game in an episode. It's every bit amazing.
I know.
Super Mario 64.
7.5 billion. Oh God. Yeah, Super Mario 64. Yeah,
is my favorite.
Yeah.
18. Fair enough. It had to be high.
Just a bit in the top 10.
I'm happy with top 20. I think top 20 is fine.
Oh,
top 20 is fine.
No.
It was a very. It was the big 3D change, wasn't it? It was probably the first game that really made 3D work.
I think it was
platform.
I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it's the second 3D game out, and they nailed it first time. Where there's other 3D games that came out of this were absolutely fucking horrific.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's rightfully so, but I do believe it should be a bit higher.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
we'll do a 64 episodes on both.
Final Fantasy VII. For all my mocking of the series, I get people love this game.
Yeah.
This is the one that I hear everyone talking about. I don't know much. I know the big thing that happens in the game.
I've played it, put 30 hours, 40 hours into it maybe, and I haven't got a clue where I am or what I'm doing. That's the thing with JRPGs is that it doesn't tell you. It says you need to get to some village, and then you're on a map, and you don't know. Where the fuck is this village then? And you go one way, and it's the wrong way, and then you're stuck in this loop of like you can't beat whoever the Padgies or whatever, and it's just
Yeah.
I think if you had like a guide and something like that would kind of not handheld to tell you you have to do this and you have to do that.
Just get away.
If there was a map or something it's like we always say, like it's probably in the instruction book. There probably was a little map in the case or something. That, you know what I mean? Something that we're missing now, like playing on Switch. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I'm just not a big JRPG turn-based combat guy, so Final Fantasy's never interested me, and that's why I'm a knobhead with Final Fantasy, because I don't care.
care. That is totally
It's taking up space that other games should be occupying, in my opinion.
Yeah, like God of War.
Like God of War. All these games are supposed to be better than God of War, and none of them are, apart from Doom. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Yes.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? Like, I was super late to the party with Skyrim because I don't do fantastical powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's not as good as Fallout, in my opinion. I prefer the Fallout games. I prefer the way they are. Guns.
Yeah, that is the wasteland.
The wasteland, the style of it all. Yeah. The old schooly stuff too. I love all that.
Rather than the medieval swords and axes and that. That's fine.
This was massive when it came out. And it's been re-released on everything 4 billion times. And the VR one's fun since, I've been doing the VR stuff. The VR.
You've been doing the VR.
It's fun. It's weird. You get to be in Skyrim, and it's a good laugh. But I don't think there's much more you can say about Skyrim, really, is there?
No, we'll cover it.
It's almost old enough. 2011.
I know. Yeah, God.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Have you played it?
No.
It is phenomenal.
I know.
It's so good.
No, I know.
I still prefer the first one just because the first one's a bit more of a game.
Is it more rootin' tootin' western?
A little bit. There's it's just got that old school GTA feel to it. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2, they went a little too much into the realistic. You have to look after your horse. You have to give your horse a brush. And then you've got to feed the horse. And then when you go camping, you have to cook your food. And there's all that stuff that it just didn't need. Red Dead Redemption 1 doesn't have that. It's just, you're a cowboy guy, go out there and ride a horse, shoot people, and lasso them.
Be a cowboy.
But there's no denying how amazing Red Dead Redemption 2 is, because you don't have to do all that stuff. It's just a part of the game. Like I said with New Vegas, there's little bits you don't have to do, but it's part of the game, and you can do it. It's just a waste of time for me. Super Mario World, this is your domain, bro.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, the best Mario platformer of them all. So yeah, easily on this list.
Are you expecting any other Marios to come up now?
No, because that's all of them.
Galaxy 2 hasn't come up.
No, but See, as much as I say Galaxy 2 is the better of the two, not a lot of people,
Okay.
It's but But yeah, it is the greatest Mario platformer, 2D platformer. So yeah, and there's not much you can really say because we've already covered it.
It's been covered, bro.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's fine. It's
yeah. Look, the introduction of Yoshi. That's it, hands down, 10 out of 10.
Did Mr. T advertise it?
Probably at some point.
Okay, 10 out of 10.
Rick Mail definitely did.
Okay, Rick Mail's fine as well.
Yeah, 11 out of 10.
God rest his soul.
I know.
Ocarina of Time at 13 really surprises me.
I know. Yeah. This being regarded as the greatest game of all time for such a long time.
Yeah. And then something called Disco Elysium has beat it. So
I know. God.
It's not my cup of tea again, Zelda.
No, I know.
It's fine. I did try it around. When did Wind Waker come out? 2002?
God, I don't remember. Yeah, something like that.
Because I got a Zelda double pack or something where I got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask with a demo of Wind Waker.
Yes, you do.
It was like a promotional thing. So that's when I first tried playing this. I just didn't get it. I still don't get it. I've tried, and I want to get it, and I just can't get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't, you are missing out on a video game masterpiece. It is. It's a masterpiece and
mantelpiece.
Mantelpiece on the masterpiece. Yeah, but this should be in the top 10.
I'm very surprised it's not top 5.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, definitely. And the fact that it's been beaten by
with
Disco Elysium's.
I'm still sticking by my prediction of what is number 1. Okay. And I think that's why this is lower. But yeah, Disco Elysium. I have heard about this, same as Outer Wilds, whatever it's called. Yeah. I've heard they are just very, very good games that you need to play. But I just don't know anything about them.
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
I may get to it, but it says it's PC, so I probably won't get to it unless they redo it at some point down the line. But I can talk about Resident Evil 4. We've talked about it.
And we have.
Yeah.
Have we? No, we haven't.
Yeah, Volume 2, baby.
Oh God, we did. Yeah, we did.
You just weren't very complimentary of it. But
yeah, no,
I do love Resident Evil 4. It's not the best one.
It's not my favorite.
But I think for just the general consensus of, have you played a Resident Evil game? Yeah, I played Resident Evil 4. Everyone's played Resident Evil 4. But I think the fans of the series will always prefer something else. They'll prefer 2. They'll prefer 6. Not. But no,
or in our case 5.
Or in our case, absolutely 5.
Yeah.
But this was the impact of the game. They changed the game from the first 3 to this over the shoulder. Still kept it quite spooky, but more action orientated. For the time, it looked quite good.
Yes,
very eerie. I like all the settings and stuff. I think it's a solid game. It is a solid game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is. It is a good game, and it does what it needs to do. But
it's not the 11th best game ever made.
No,
I think I would like to see it in the top 100 because of what it's done.
Yeah.
So I respect RE4 for that, and I do love it. But this, remake should be above it. 2 should be.
That's the only Resident Evil, isn't it?
Really, I'm still holding out hope for 2 at least to show up, but we'll find out now. We're finally at the top 10.
Why don't we just go down one at a time?
One at a time, okay.
Yeah.
So at 10, we have Half-Life 2. As
we called it.
Yeah. Half-Life 2 was a massive deal when it came out.
Yeah.
It was it the first one that introduced sort of what do you call it? Like realistic physics?
Yes.
Proper physics in a game, wasn't it? Because you even got the gravity gun or whatever.
Gary's mod.
Yeah, Gary's mod was the big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the vanilla Half-Life 2 campaign is very fun. It like I don't think much of the story. I don't really care.
I still don't know what was going on.
I
I
don't
just
listen to
enjoyed
the
going around
dialogue, to be
shooting.
honest.
Yeah,
Because the game
and
is just fun.
yeah.
And
Getting the face huggers with the crowbar. It's
yeah,
the jumping towards you.
it's
There it is.
just
Just little
fun.
things that makes it good. I know.
It's
I know.
like if I see this, I'll go back to it above God of War. If
Yeah.
I see this above it, I sort of go, do you know what? Fair enough. It's a
Yeah.
fun game. I can get why people prefer this. But when
Yeah.
they're putting Disco Elysium and whatever else above God of
Yeah.
War, I question
Yeah.
it. But this,
Yeah.
I get Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready to move on? Or do you want to...
No. I've got nothing to add with that one.
Oh, yes. Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Had to be. It was recently voted the greatest game of all time ever made. Game of the something. We did a whole GAC episode on it when we were
Man,
talking
I
about-
don't remember that.
Yeah, I do. Trust me, I know when Dark
Mate,
Souls.
I've got 2 kids and that slept and
Dark Souls is absolutely phenomenal. It is like it's the perfect combination of a game that is fucking rock hard, but you never feel like I can't do it. It's always like you say about Donkey Kong Country, it's hard, but it's never unfair. It's only ever your fault if you die.
Yeah.
You take a wrong swipe at the wrong time and then they catch you off guard and you're dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I messed up there. I've got to get good. And that's, get good was the
Good
thing
scrub, yeah.
with Dark Souls. And that's what you got to do with Dark Souls. You just got to get good. It doesn't hold your hand. You've got to just explore, find things, find people, find items, and just try and get to the end and find Gwyn and kill him. And it's such a good game. It's such a good game. I don't want to play Dark Souls. I may never get to play Dark Souls ever again. What the way my life's going to become, but when I do, I'm going to bloody enjoy it again.
You'll enjoy it. Yep.
Number 8, as predicted, Portal 2. Kind of already mentioned it. Portal 2 is rightfully above the first one, but the first one probably shouldn't have been as high as it was. But they made the little experiment into a bit of like a AAA sort of big boy game.
Yeah.
With what's his name? Voicing Wheatley from Bristol. Yeah. Ricky Gervais's mate. Stephen Merchant. Voiced Wheatley, which is like a genius move. It's just Portal 1 on steroids, and it's great, and the co-op is really fun. Number 7, no surprise, Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Was like Mario, a bit of a big 3D deal. It was PlayStation's big 3D game, wasn't it? I adore it. It's a big part of my childhood.
Yep.
Should it be higher than Metal Gear 3? No. It is not a better game than Metal Gear Solid 3. But it depends what all these people are what their purposes are for voting. Like, people just have their preferences, don't they? And I feel like they've just gone for Metal Gear was a big deal in 1998, so that is the better game.
Yeah.
But it's not. Number 6, again, as predicted, Mass Effect 2. It's way too high, though. I'm sorry, I've not played the game, but I don't think it's going to be the 6th best game ever made.
Yeah, I agree with you, to be honest. I know that it's a bloody good game, and the fans of the series do consider it the best of the series, but the 6th best game, I don't think so.
It's better than Ocarina of Time. It's better than Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid 3, God of War. It's Doom.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, we've not played it, and if I play it, I'll make my opinion. But as it stands, I can't see it being better.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
But you say, we haven't played it, but
Yeah. Right.
Number 5. This is no surprise. The
Yeah.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to play this.
I really, really like The Witcher 3.
Mhm.
There is way too much in that game.
Yeah.
It's just, you'll like it for the same reasons I like it. You know, if you like Skyrim, you'll like Witcher 3. It's similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it's way more complex, I think.
Yeah.
And like, my first run lasted a couple of hours, and I was like, this is way too much for me. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And then, like, I would reminisce a little bit and think, I did enjoy that bit. The combat's really fun in it. I like getting quests and just going wandering. So I'll give it another go. And then I did bum it for a bit.
Yeah.
But there's just too much for me. And it actually, the controls are a bit clunky in it. The controls are really
Well,
quite
I mean,
clunky in
I
it.
know there's been the update for the Xbox Series X and PS5, hasn't there? So
Yeah, but like, I didn't notice much, to be honest.
you know, well, I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Like, because I was really excited for it because
Yeah.
they'd announced it like probably 9 months before it came out, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna hold off on Witcher 3 and smash it in 9 months' time when it comes out. And it was like, I played it and it was, it doesn't look.
Just the same.
It's a really nice looking game anyway, so it was hard
Yeah.
for them to improve much, apart from maybe frame rates and stuff like that. But
That'd be like frame rate, HDR, that sort of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, the lighting in that looked nice. Maybe I just need to give it another chance. Not again, not that I'll get much of a chance now, but number 4, this deserves 100% to be number 4. Bloodborne is probably where I would put it in my list. It's
Alright, that's fair,
easily
yeah.
one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it just, for someone like me who loves the Dark Souls games, but I love horror, this is the perfect amalgamation of the both. They made Dark Souls a horror game, and it is the superior. I'm so glad it's higher than Elden Ring, because I know a lot of people just put Elden Ring higher because it's the flavor of the month.
Yeah,
It's the newest one, so. But this is absolutely one of the best games ever made, and it will probably forever be in my top 10. The only problem is when you play it now, it's capped at 30 frames a second, and it's a bit clunky. Not clunky, it's just
You can see that
you're so used to playing. Yeah, you're so used to playing
Yeah.
PS5 games at 60 frames a second now that are so smooth. Ghost of Tsushima and stuff like that, so smooth.
Yeah.
And Bloodborne's a bit clunky now because it's 30 frames, but
Yeah.
if they update it at 60 frames, best game ever.
That's you.
Top 3,
Here we go.
Tetris.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, it's Tetris. It is what it is, isn't it? It's Tetris. I don't think we can do an episode on Tetris because I'll just say this all the time. It's Tetris.
It's Tetris.
It's a very addictive puzzle game. It's like the
We'll just
iconic.
score it now. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. 7.5. It's fine. It's in this day,
It's purely addictive. Even this 1985 version, still purely addictive.
Yeah, it's as simple a puzzle game as you can get, and it's just it's easy to pick up and play.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Number 2, The Last of Us. Yeah, I love The Last of Us.
I've not played it, so I don't know.
I love it. I do love The Last of Us. It is not the second best game ever made,
No,
but yeah, it's very good.
Definitely in the top 100 though.
It's definitely top 100, but it's just as a video game, it's not an outstanding video game. I'd put the Uncharted games ahead of it because they're more video games. You're a treasure hunter roaming the place. You get to actually jump, do a bit of platforming, you shoot things, and do. Whereas Last of Us is so grounded and super serious, and it's all about ammo conservation, and you've got to pick your moments, and it's very stealthy.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not the second best video game ever made. It's phenomenal, but it's not. It's not better than all the other games. I'm not going to go through them again because it's like
God of War.
Yeah, God of War. It's definitely not better than God of War. And without further ado, how did I predict it? Oh my god!
You certainly predicted it.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the greatest video game of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let us know why it's the best video game of all time.
Well, it's. Do you know what? It's the first Zelda game that is open world, and we've already discussed this. I kind of have this sort of like, it's not love hate, but it's like I don't have this fully understanding. Like, I see why they've done it, and the game is amazing. And on my second playthrough, which I'm nearly finishing, like, I have fell in love with it all over again. But with me, I like my Zelda games to be quite, linear in the dungeons. You've got to go dungeons and fight the bosses and stuff like that. Whereas this only had the 4 divine beasts, and then you had like 120 shrines or whatever to. So I think that's why it's so popular, is because it is a Zelda game that you have the freedom to do the game whatever way you want. It just doesn't sit right with me. That's my one thing. But it plays phenomenal, and it's just without you playing it, it's hard for me to tell you why it is the best game of all time. Because even playing it now, like I do agree that it is probably the best. It's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got to experience it to understand why it is. And potentially, I think you might like this one more than any of the other Zeldas.
Because of the open worldiness.
Because of the open worldness, yeah. It's not just a case of you go from one temple to the other. That might be, the reason why you don't enjoy Zeldas as much. Zelda's very linear. Do you know what I mean? You do one, and you're on to the next one, and da 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 da. Yeah. Whereas with this, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Do you know what I mean? You can go in any way you want. And I've played the second playthrough completely different to how I played the first one.
Okay.
Because I'm playing it with Flynn, so like Flynn's deciding where we're going. Flynn's telling me where he wants to go, and that's what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? If I see a shrine in the distance, before I'd be like, straight over to that shrine, I need to get that done. Whereas Flynn's like, no, I don't want you to go there. I want you to go here. I'm like, right, cool, yeah, we'll go this way. Do you know what I mean? It's a wonderful game, and if you get the DLC, it doesn't add a lot in terms of extra stuff to do.
Yeah.
I thought there was more shrines and stuff in it, but it's not. Actually, you get to do. You can get a bike from it, which is the horse, the Epona. So you can get horses in the game, try horses, but you can get the Epona motorcycle that you get in Mario Kart 8, and that's your DLC. It's extra challenges to get that, and it's fine. You don't need the DLC to enjoy the game. No. It just adds like a little bit more of like some nuances into the story. And yeah, it's hard to convey unless you've played it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I'll send it down with Retro Prime.
The question the question is it the best game of all time?
I generally would. It's in the discussion for me. It is, as much as I don't like the way that it's laid out in a Zelda game. It is a phenomenal game, and it's in the discussion for me. It is.
Okay.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, one day I will have an opinion on it, and I will let everyone know.
Yeah.
Chances are it won't be for me. But
I
hope,
don't know.
I hope it surprises me.
I think you might enjoy it more than you like a Corner of Time and the other ones, because you can do it whatever way you want. Do you know what I mean? It's so yeah, that it might appeal to you more.
Hopefully.
But yeah, yeah. There you go. That is the top 100.
That concludes the probably the longest episode we will ever do.
We'll split it in
Unless
two.
I split it in two, yeah.
We'll
Just to make
split it
a bit
in
more
two, definitely.
woofed. So hopefully everyone enjoyed the two-parter Supremo special. The top 100 video games according to experts at GQ.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I'd say they probably got
50%.
75, 50. I was gonna be gracious and say 75, but yeah.
But it's our opinion, isn't it? It's just our opinion.
This is what this list is based off. It's the opinion of the 269 people, and they've awarded points for whatever order they put them in, and that's how they've tallied it up.
Yeah.
That's not really definitive list of the best games of all time.
No.
It isn't.
I think I'll have a look around and see like if there's anything else we can discuss in future, but that did not feel like to me anywhere near the most definitive list of what is the best video game.
No,
because I would still sit here and say the best video game I have played was sat in 40-something place. God of War is probably the best video game I've ever played. It's not my favorite. My favorite wasn't even in the top 100.
Neither was mine.
Doom 2016 can show up in this list.
There's no Donkey Kong Country, no Banjo-Kazooie, nothing. No, I know.
And this is where your experts are, they ruin the list a little bit. So
yeah. I mean, the people that work in the industry. I mean, I wouldn't have classed the opinions of streamers to be included in it, if I'm being honest.
But that's
because streamers play games as and when they come out and popular. You know what I mean? They're popular. They go with the tide. They go with whatever's coming out next.
There wasn't a lot of SNES and Mega. There was no Streets of Rage 2. There was no Sonic. I know Sonic's a fucking butt of many jokes, but Sonic 2 should have been 100. So somewhere in that 100.
Yeah,
Sonic
Streets
2.
of Rage 2, Turtles in Time, the two greatest bloody platform beat 'em ups. Do you know what I mean?
But there wasn't a single beat 'em up in there.
No,
not a single beat 'em. But that's opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got them.
Everyone's got one. I know.
They smell like shit sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Good job, GQ. Thanks for pissing me off. I'm gonna go play Doom 2016 now and feel better about myself.
I know, I'm going in bed because I've got to be up in like 7 hours.
Yay! Yeah, and I got 3 hours of work tomorrow. I've booked half a day because I got.
Lucky you.
I got.
Lucky you.
I got to put a fence up afterwards. So.
God. Well, I'd rather be at work with very little sleep than fucking do manual labor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
That's the one. Cheers, bro. Thanks, guys.
Love you, bye.
Get following, get subscribing.
My telling me that I'm running out of battery. Okay, love you, bye. See you later. Bye.